Yes, so it's 1 o'clock. Let me start today's coffee lecture. My name is Jozica Dolenc. I'm heading the information center here. And today I would like to present you the materials project, which is not a project just you will see. It's actually a repository. It's a database. And it's quite exciting because there's lots of data on materials properties that you can download without any restrictions from there. So what is the materials project? It is, as I mentioned, it's a repository. It's an open access repository of calculated properties for many known as well as predicted inorganic materials. So it is very, very important in materials design. It is not only a database, it is also a platform for sharing data and software, open source software, and they follow the FAIR principles. So everything should be findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. Then, for those who are interested in how these properties are calculated, they are calculated based on DFT calculations, and the production workflows primarily use Vienna ab initio simulation package. All the details of calculations are available because this is also in agreement with FAIR, so you can look at the metadata of computations, you can get input files and so on. So this is all stored and one can download it. Now, there's a lot of data and they have invested quite some effort into designing a very nice API, application programming interface. I'm going to show you briefly where to get information about that, and you can download everything. You can download the whole database if you would like to. So this is all available, and in that sense, there's also no restriction in terms of using that data for machine learning and AI projects. What is interesting is that this database has been founded already in 2011, so long time before people were talking about machine learning and AI projects as we talk about them now, and also before everyone was thinking about FAIR principles. So this is very, very special about this. It was founded by Professor Kerstin Pessl from Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, and she's still heading this project, and it's based there. But it has become very big. So at the moment, there are over 650,000 registered users. It's very international. People contribute also their data to the project. You see there, we have around 200,000 materials now in the database, lots of electrodes and so on. So let me go on. There's quite a lot to show you today. So here is a slide on how you can use the database. It's open access, as I said, but in order to use it, you need to register. And you can register either with your Google account, Gmail, GitHub if you have one, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, whatever, or with your email. Now, what is important to know is that basically when you make an account, you should always use then the same email and way to connect, because this will then be connected to your account. So if you once log in with Gmail and next time you try it with Amazon, it will make two different accounts. So decide on something what will stay with you for longer. Yeah, so GitHub, I think it's a very nice opportunity. I personally have logged in with my Google account. Okay. So, and now I would like to show you how this looks like. So I'm going to do a live demo. So this is the materials project. I'm already logged in now. And you can see here, if I log in, I can go here to start exploring materials or see a random material or browse apps. The main entry point is this one. So if I click on that, then something should happen. It's a bit slow responding. It's very funny now. Let me go again. Maybe you didn't like it because I was already inactive for a while. So here we are. If you click on Materials Explorer, then a window like that opens. Up here, you can see the overview of different applications. And you have here applications for Explore and Search, Materials Explorer, Molecular Explorer, another Molecular Explorer, Battery Explorer, Synthesis Explorer, Catalysis, and Metallographic Framework Explorer. Then there are different analysis tools that you can use, characterization tools for calculating X-ray absorption spectra. And then down here you have contributed data. As I mentioned, the platform is also for data sharing. So now let me go and show you the Materials Explorer. So here we are. And here you can then basically decide on which elements are in your material. Let me take now an example where I have lead, and then maybe oxygen. Yeah, let me take that one. And I do a search here. So it didn't like that. See, and now it loaded me 5 materials that match my search. And you can see here different crystal systems and band gaps and so on. Now, if you would be interested in one of them, let me take the tetragonal now. I can just click on the material. And then we are in the entry. So here we have the unit cell with information. There's a little description about this lead oxide. Here is already a link to explore to download the data. And now we will move down in the direction of the table of contents. So I'm going to go down. I hope everyone can see that well. Here I have now information for crystal structures. Then we come to properties. That is quite interesting. You can generate phase diagrams for this system. You can, if you go to electronic structure, you see all kinds of data regarding the electronic structure. You can come here and see how this was calculated. So if I click on the structure and on that task ID, I will get to the information, how the calculation has been performed, with which method. Here's the output, here are the settings. You can see the convergence graph of the calculation. I'm not going to go into details here. There are other files that you can download, and here's the information how you can use API to download even more. So let me go back. So we were here with this material. That was the calculations part. So I showed you now briefly this part. Then there's spectra, properties. You can generate diffraction patterns. You can decide on which kind of radiation source you would simulate peak profiles and so on, and it will calculate that. Then you have here mechanical properties, elastic constants, and then something on heterostructures as well about that molecule. And then we get already to contributed data. So people have added their data points or information about that material, external link-related materials, and so on. So I can't go into details. It's very clear. I don't have much time. That was an example of the app that is called Materials Explorer, and it is the most important app in this database. Then we have Molecules Explorer, similar as what I showed you now. Here you can search for molecules. I just take one example, and here you have then different properties, partial charges, spin, redox stability, and there's yet another molecule explorer. There are 2 with different properties. So here you would have more properties that are related to important for electrodes, I think, and so on. So it's 2 different sets. Then we get to battery explorers. Here it's also a lot of data. So we have at the moment over almost 7,000 batteries in the system. You have here filters, so you can actually decide what is the working ion you would like to have. So for example, if I would like to look at lithium batteries, I say apply, and then I get all kinds of lithium batteries. And else you can, here up there, you can decide on elements. And then you can here take all kinds of filters into account. And then if you find the right battery, you can again go into the Explorer. You have the voltage graphs and so on. generate conversion electrodes, framework crystal structures, site connectivity graphs. So there's really a lot. So that's Battery Explorer. Then there's Synthesis Explorer. I can't go in all the details here. You can search for synthesis recipes of materials. And what is important, these procedures have been extracted from literature by natural language processing. So it's not like Scopus or Web of Science or Dimensions database where they collect everything and you can search there. So there was an extraction based on materials only, and you can search for that too. And then it's Catalysis Explorer. Here you have then different catalysts. Again, you can search by names. You have filters, and there you can then search based on specific properties if you like. And then once you get there, you can again look into them and see the details. And then it's MOF Explorer, metal organic frameworks. Again, filters are important. If you would like a specific structure, specific data, specific formula, you can specify it here. And then once you have it, you have the data here and crystal structures and what you've seen also before with other materials. So these are the explorers. And then come the analysis tools. So some of the analysis tools you've already seen now because they are included in the Explorer. So phase diagram calculations. If you want, let's say, a phase diagram, you can just say, and then it will be generated, and chemical potential diagram as well. So that's what we've seen before. So all these things are calculated and you can then use them. Then there's stability diagrams. I don't have time to show you everything. There's Crystal Toolkit. So if you have a crystal you would like to explore, this is a very, very nice toolkit. You can do many things here. I'm just using now the example that is right here. You can analyze symmetries. You can generate different environments. So there's really a lot to explore here. And then we have reaction calculators as well for some solid state reactions. It's all based on density functional calculations, and you can here calculate energies of formation, and from those then delta H. And interface reactions, something similar. So I'm now already over my time. I need to show you here just very quickly contributed data. So MP contributes Explorer. Here are the 70 projects which have been contributed to the database by different people. So that is then separate and they are all available. So this is something also very nice. And then there are also some other data, GNOME Explorer, and then I think they are now collecting also apps, open source apps that can be contributed. Now, for those who are interested in the API, I promise you to show you how to use it. So API link is up here on the right-hand side. And as soon as you're registered, you can easily get your API key, and how you can access the data is all described. So the documentation for this whole database is very, very good. And as I mentioned before, also using it in machine learning or AI research is not a problem, and it's all documented what you can do and how you can do it. So that's that. Maybe just very briefly how to get to more information in case you would like to get to the documentation. So as soon as you go to explore, you have always up here documentation. And this opens a documentation link of Materials Explorer, which is a very good one. So if you want to look into the methodologies of how, let's say, thermodynamic stability is calculated, it's all there. Yeah, so it's all explained in details how things are done for every single thing. So you can completely follow the calculations and say, yeah, this works and that doesn't work, and also understand why maybe there are discrepancies with experimental data. So it's all very transparent, very, very good. So this is the documentation. And with that, I must go back to my slides. So if you would like to know more, you can always contact me. I've prepared a coffee lecture card as well, so you can download it from here or drop me an email, and you will then be able to explore yourself more about that. I think it's a great database. And with that, I'm finished for today. And tomorrow we have a different topic. So tomorrow, my colleague, Leo Betchart, will talk about Medicines Complete, which is a portfolio of different databases. And we are licensing 3 of them here at ETH Zurich, and many people don't know about it. So we decided to give this coffee lecture to promote Medicines Complete a little bit again. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm open to questions also from people from online. Thanks a lot.